Next is Chapter 2.3, Personality in Organizations. Personality can be defined as the relatively enduring pattern of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that characterize a person, along with the psychological processes behind those characteristics. People estimate an individual personality by what he or she says and does. They infer the person's internal states, including thoughts and emotions, from these observable behaviors. People also engage in a wide range of behaviors in daily lives. Those actions reveal discernible patterns called personality traits. Traits are broad concepts that allow us to label and understand individual differences. Traits apparent across situations, but situations may suppress behavior tendencies. Personality is shaped by both nature and nurture, although the relative importance of each continues to be debated and studied. Nature refers to people's genetic or hereditary origins, such as the genes that they inherit from their parents. Studies of identical twins reveal that heredity has a very large effect on personality. Up to 50% of variation in behavior and 30% of temperament preferences can be attributed to a person's genetic characteristics. In other words, genetic code not only determines our eye color, skin tone, and physical shape, it also significantly affects our attitudes, decisions, and behavior. Nurture, on the other hand, refers to the socialization, life experiences, and other forms of interaction with the environment. Personality changes develops mainly from childhood to young adulthood, typically stabilizing by around age 30. Over time, people's personalities might also alter as a result of the jobs they do. Now, let's look on the 5-factor model of personality. These 5 broad dimensions representing most personality traits, which are conscientiousness, agreeableness, neuroticism, openness to experience, and extroversion. The first factor is conscientiousness, where it characterizes people who are organized, dependable, goal-focused, thorough, disciplined, methodical, and industrious. People with low conscientiousness tend to be careless, disorganized, and less thorough. Secondly is agreeableness, which describes people who are trusting, helpful, good-natured, considerate, tolerant, selfless, generous, and flexible. People with low agreeableness tend to be uncooperative and intolerant of others' needs, as well as more suspicious and self-focused. The third factor is neuroticism. It refers to people who tend to be anxious, insecure, self-conscious, depressed, and temperamental. In contrast, people with low neuroticism or high emotional stability are poised, secure, and calm. Fourth factor is openness to experience, where it characterizes people who are imaginative, creative, unconventional, curious, nonconforming, autonomous, and aesthetically perceptive. Those with low scores on this dimension tend to be more resistant to change, less open to new ideas, and more conventional and fixed in their ways. The last factor is extroversion. This factor describes people who are outgoing, talkative, energetic, sociable, and assertive. The opposite is introversion, which applies to those who are quiet, cautious, and less interactive with others. Next discussion is on the relationship between 5-factor model, or also known as Big 5 personality and work performance. The Big 5 personality dimensions best predict 5 types of work behavior and performance. Conscientiousness stands out as the best overall personality predictor of proficient task performance for most jobs. Conscientious employees set higher personal goals for themselves and are more persistent. They also engage in more organizational citizenship and in less counterproductive work behavior. Agreeableness, on the other hand, does not predict proficient or proactive task performance very well, mainly because it is associated with lower motivation to set goals and achieve results. However, agreeableness does predict an individual's performance as a team member as well as in customer service jobs. Low neuroticism or emotional stability is moderately associated with proficient task performance, organizational citizenship, and counterproductive work behaviors. Those with higher neuroticism tend to view change as a threat, so they tend to avoid change and experience more stress when faced with workplace adjustments. Apart from that, openness to experience is a weak predictor of proficient task performance. However, employees with higher openness scores have more curiosity, imagination, and tolerance of change, which explains why this is one of the best personality predictors of adaptive and proactive performance. Finally, extroversion is the second best overall personality predictor of proficient task performance, but it is much weaker than conscientiousness. Assertiveness and positive emotionality are the strongest predictors among the specific extroversion dimension traits. That's all from me, thank you.